of an addition of the football hours?
Well, obviously that's yet to be determined, right? We're going to get a good look at that on September 1st. Hopefully it's going to be a team that's going to, you're going to see a great deal of passion in the style of their play, be a physical brand of football. We're going to be a team that, our plan to win here is to play great defense, be able to run the football, take care of the football, and score in the red zone and dominate on special teams. So I would say if that's our plan to win, which is right there, then that's what you need to see reflective on the field.
Or would you say your defense is ahead of their offense going into the season, as many teams are?
I would say so. I mean, that's pretty accurate statement. I mean, that's generally that's the case, because you're installing on offense, up until really fairly recently. Now you're sitting there with this larger package saying, okay, now let's whittle this down into a game plan. And that's the process we're in right now. So you do lag a little bit. Yeah.
Steve, this is obviously new for you too, but do you see, like on defense or offense, the players that have learned from the past and are building, and they have that foundation and now can build on it a little better?
Well, I mean, I can't really, I don't know what the past means. All I know is what the present is, and what I see right now is a group of guys that have responded well to change. They're accepting hard coaching from us. I certainly don't mean that it wasn't before. I don't know that. But I like their attitude. I like the fact that they seem very aligned with what we want to get done. Those are all things that you're looking for. I think what's yet to be determined is, are we at the stage where we can take this thing to the next level? And that's going to be determined on the playing field. What's been accomplished here has been great from the standpoint that this program's been able to rise up from being a program that had a hard time with winning seasons to 2 winning seasons. And now, like the rest of the college football world now it's about sustaining and driving from here, and then measure that over 5 years. That's really what's critical to me right now. 2 years don't make a program. Let's measure it over 5. Someone asked me this question the other day. I don't remember who it was, but not every year is going to be 9 wins, 8 wins, 7 wins, but you're hoping to take that bar graph and go like this. That's what you want to see over time. There's going to in those years there's going to be 6-win seasons and 5 wins and 8 wins and 7 wins, and what you're hoping is you're really starting to limit those seasons that dip down into those 3, 4s, really not even a lot of 5s, right? So that looking for that growth. Well, that's yet to be determined. This would be year 3 of that growth. We want to sustain that kind of movement, and that's the direction we want in this program.
Steve, Bernard Pierce, great numbers as a freshman. Numbers not quite as good last year. Injuries, other issues. What are you seeing from him?
He's had a great winter, great spring, and he's had a great training camp this summer. His attitude is phenomenal. Not that was ever in question. His work ethic, he's become stronger. I think he's got a little different approach mentally right now. He's older, He's a junior. He's not a sophomore anymore, and I think he's enjoying just going about his business without all these expectations, and which is all very normal. That's very normal. I would expect that he would have a great start to the season. I'd be surprised if it was different.
You've been around some really good running backs, obviously, where you've been.
Yes.
Is there any comparison to what you see here with some of those people?
He's absolutely as talented or more than most all that I've been around. Now that's got to, once again, like how we talked about the season just now. You got to show that through the year now. You got to be able to sustain. You got to be able to play through injuries. You got to be able to do all those things. That's all part of it, and that's kind of guarded right now. It's a guarded atmosphere right now. So, but every indication and everything that I've seen, I see a young man that's grown up. He's more mature, and he wants to attack his work. And we'll visit about that weekly, and I'm sure we'll be able to reflect on it a few weeks from now and say whether, where that actually, what was projected and what was reality.
You've been a lot of different places, but a lot of high major places, Indiana and Florida. Is anything about your approach to preparing this team going to be colored by, the MAC is a different level of athlete, and is anything going to change because you're playing in the MAC as opposed to all those bigger conferences?
No, I think that your your mindset is all the same. You want to maximize your team. As a coach right now, the biggest thing across the country, I don't care what conference you're in, you're trying to find a balance here between getting your team ready, not taking them too far over the limit, keeping them healthy. When is enough in training camp? So it's all relative. I mean, I would say to you, if I'm asking your question right, at this point, that's no different right now than whether, because it's all relative anyways. So right now, the thing that we hash around in our coaching staff a lot right now is, like for example today, is today going to be a tackling scrimmage? No, we didn't do that. No, we're almost 1 week away from game. We made a conscious decision to change our format today. Last Saturday, we really didn't tackle with the ones. We went more in a thud scrimmage. A depth is a concern, so therefore, you're doing the best you can to keep your team as healthy as you can to get them to the race, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do right now. So those are the balancing acts, and I think it's really less got to do with what conference you're in, and more got to do with the health of your team, the depth of your team, and that's the management that I think sometimes far too many coaches, to me, it's like, okay, this is what we do, so to speak. We're going to do this. This is what we do. I really am a big believer. People say, well, what are you doing on practice 17? You know what? Well, let's wait. Let's see what 14 brings, and we'll start to worry about 15 and 16. So that's kind of my approach, and I've been around that kind of approach, and it's really geared towards your team relative to who you have and where you're at.
How about for you personally? Obviously, this is your first time as a head coach. How you feeling as the season approaches?
Great. I'm looking forward to getting going. It's no different to me. I mean, I'm just, it's all about, one of my roles in my past has been pretty much hands-on to the whole team in terms of the feeling the pulse of the team and having a sense of, what's, is it time to back off? Is it not? I'm always involved in those decisions, so that's been a good for me, So that's the role of the head coach right now. I'm excited for the start of the season. I can't wait to get going. I like our team. I like our players. And I think whatever role I've been in as a coach, assistant, or head, you'd be lying if you said that you're not. You get some anxiousness about the unknown, right? We all do. So what's the unknown? I mean, you watch game day. I mean, you have this nervous energy, excitement, right? I mean, that's just typical. It's the competition. You feel that coming right now. So you can't wait. It kind of keeps you up a little bit. And it's what you do. Sometimes in football, you work year round for these 11 shots or whatever they are, right? 10, 11, 12, whatever that number is. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's really here, man. There's 12 shots right now, right? It's not another workout in the weight room. It's not another inside drill in practice, and that's what starts to come at you. But it came at you as an assistant coach the same way. At least it did for me.
How'd they look today, Steve?
Now, for what today was set up to be, I mean, we really set it up for our one offense to go against, Villanova defense. Our one defense going against Villanova offense. So what we really did was had a practice in a more kind of a little bit of a game atmosphere is really what we did today. We didn't tackle. So for what we wanted to get done, I thought that went well, and we'll evaluate that tape. But again, what's your expectation? If your expectation was to go out here and, get after it, so to speak, well, that's not what we did. So I thought we got something really done well. I like the fact that, plus we're teaching really how to go against scout teams today. So that, this is kind of our break of camp, if you will, okay? Even though there really isn't one, but there is. It's kind of the break point. When we come back and lock and load now, it's all it's really all Villanova. It's not a little bit of mix of Villanova and a lot of, this play, this fundamental, that fundamental. Now we're really locked into game week. So that was what we wanted to get done today, to set that stage for that crossover, and I thought that happened pretty effectively.